Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at Alderamin on the Sky episode 7. So, very solid episode. Very, very good stuff. You know, we learn a little bit about why this native tribe hates the military currently in this country they're in right now. We learn about some, I want to say, key terms that keep showing up in the show that I've had issues with since the beginning, but luckily are now finally addressed. And overall, just a very good episode leading to what I'm to presume is going to be a very big battle ahead. So, let's talk about this review though, of course. So this episode, in general, was, in the beginning, very comedic. It was almost like the calm before the storm. We have Ikta, who just survived being imprisoned, being taken care of by the girls. And, you know, what's funny is he's on the lap of the princess, and he goes, you know, if I was using a lap of any girl, I would wish she had a little meat on her bones. And, you know, she gets pissed off, it hits him. But this is meant to be, essentially, what keeps you, you know, happy for the most part. Because what's essentially going to happen from here on out is a downhill spiral of sad moments in the episode. So what's interesting is Ikta takes a ride, you know, I'm gonna say, quote unquote, a ride inside these, inside the traveling merchant caravan that they're going with, that the army's using to go to the town and kind of deliver supplies and stuff like that, and at the same time also apparently have a meeting with some of the head ups and stuff like that. And, you know, he's talking to Kana here about several things, but the more important part is when they start discussing the book that we saw from last episode, which was the book that apparently talks a lot about sciences and talks about certain things and stuff like that. We learned that the spirits, as they are a big, big thing indeed, that they're actually from a thing called Alderamin, which, hey, now Alderamin in the sky makes sense. It actually, Alderamin means God in this language. So, for them, the spirits, the little things that remind me of Teletubbies, are spirits sent from Alderamin, or God in this case. Now, what's funny about this, though, is that we learned why this is, you know, why the natives are so pissed off. And that's because Ikta, remember from last episode, ran into a cell and saw something horrifying. And he didn't, you know, we didn't see what he saw. But I guessed that it had to be maybe one of the natives or something from the natives or something like that. I was partially right. What they took was they took the fire and wind spirits that they really, you know, treasure, that they love, and they took him and put him into a cell. And as we learn, apparently spirits can't function without light, so thus being in the cell in a dark, you know, dungeon is making them almost not movable at all. They're just there, sitting down, you know. It's really depressing. It's actually really kind of creepy imagery if you think about it. And Ikta just says, you know, this is going to cause something horrifying later on if this is what's been happening for the last so long. And you know what's funny? Ikta, you know, that's why he's good at chess, and that's why he's going to be the ultimate general, because he called this many moves already ahead. Unfortunately, when the general or excuse me, the lieutenant, not the main general, but the lieutenant general gets in to go to a meeting with all these other officials from the town, he sees one of them dead at the table, and despite, you know, Yatari hearing the cries and the battles of something going on, she's not able to save his life because the natives actually kill him and kill the other several officers that were accompanying him. So Yatari does go and give chase with her army, and they do run into native ambush. Now, we meet, of course, the Nanaku Daru, who is the chieftain of the Sinack, which apparently are the natives. That's what they're called, the Sinack. And what's funny about this is that, you know, she goes, you know, how does it feel to have people taken from you? How does it feel to be, in general, hurt? Because we get hurt, and, you know, it's okay for you guys, but when you get hurt, oh, everything's hellish. And from here, she talks about them taking, I believe she calls it Harushika, which for them is their word for spirit. And she says that we're going to cause a holy war on you. Now, back at base after this whole incident goes down, because this is a stalemate, they all kind of go part ways. Ikta's kind of developing and thinking, what is going on here? You know, the holy war apparently, according to him, doesn't exist in the Sinack language. So why are they saying this? And his conclusion after many minutes is thinking, you know what? They've been fed what to say in terms of starting a war. So that means that someone either is working with them that's from the army, or someone higher up that was with the army maybe is working with them. That's my theories right now. Now, of course, you know, the army wants some payback. So they, you know, execute an expedition against the Sinack at 6 o'clock in the morning of the next day. And this already looks like it's going to be some war that's going to happen. And Kana is in dead middle of everything. She's right now trying to just survive while people are dying left and right around her. And I wonder her fate. I wonder if Kana will actually survive past so many more episodes, because I mean, honestly, if this show is doing what I think it's doing, it's going to be presenting that war can kill off people, and I'm really curious if even the main characters are safe. I'm curious about that, but you never know with shows like this. It could be. But we do learn one thing as the credits start to appear, essentially, is that we learn that this is indeed going to be a very bad battle. This will be one of the worst battles that they have. And what's funny about this is I love the foreshadowing that the princess does at the very end of some of these episodes, because it's just kind of pumps you up for next week's episode and makes you want to see it. So, you know, I thought about this in the first couple episodes, that it might be a double-edged sword to kind of foreshadow something that will happen in the future is an issue here and there. But in this case, I think it's really helping the show, because it makes you want to stick around and kind of see with your own two eyes what leads to the events of her saying this is happening. Anyways, guys and girls, I hope you enjoyed this review. As always, hit that like button, subscribe button, share button. It helps me out a lot. And you know what? Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.